We as a party would like to state the following. The Jubilee Party is on course with respect to its vision and mission for this country as summed up by the sentiments of His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta on the very first page of our party constitution, which states, and I'd like to quote in part, Jubilee represents every part of our country, every group in our nation, and is committed to uniting Kenyans under a shared vision of peace, progress, and prosperity. Kenyans are ready for a more sophisticated political debate based on ideas and vision. We are ready to take the first bold step away from the ethnically based politics. That is in the very, very first page in our Constitution. And anyone who would like to get a copy of our Constitution and look at that, that is there. That is the very reason for our existence. I also quote from a statement on record by the Deputy Party Leader, who is also our Deputy President, His Excellency William Ruto. Never again will Kenyan blood be shed because of political differences. When embarking on the journey of building the Jubilee Party, the vision and the mission was to heal our land and to bury the ghosts of the post-election violence of 2007-2008, and to implement the arduous task of bringing Kenya together. We did not expect the journey to be easy, given our political history of the last half a century. In 2017, we went through yet another very divisive electoral process, which reminded us of just how fragile our country and our democracy still is. Bringing this country together is work in progress. It is not just an incident of a few leaders coming together at different times. It is and must be the work of all of us. President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto achieved what seemed to be a mission impossible in 2013. They brought peace in Rift Valley among communities who were in previous elections at the center of violence and deaths because of politics. This required bold steps by the two leaders, despite the protests and the misgivings of their followers. They were referred to as dreamers and called all sorts of names, if we care to recall. But they soldiered on, and today we owe the two a debt of gratitude. On 9th of March 2018, there was another bold step by President Uhuru Kenyatta and Honorable Raila Odinga that sought to address another rift in the political space that was inflammable and even resulted in regrettable deaths during the 2017 electoral process. What has now become known as the handshake or building of bridges initiative is infidelity with what is captured in the very first page of the Jubilee Party Constitution, which requires every true Jubilee member to embrace the vision and the mission of a Kenya for all Kenyans. There's a mission and a vision that the President, the Deputy President, and the former Prime Minister have repeatedly endorsed in their pronouncements that no Kenyan should be vilified, hated, discriminated against on account of their tribe, race, and gender or political persuasion. That is what I heard all of them, all the three leaders, say last month in Kisumu. As the Jubilee Party, the mission and vision is to embrace all Kenyans. We believe we must operate beyond hate and disdain of others that we do not share tribe with. We welcome all Kenyans to join us in the journey and quest to bring the country together. That is the first pillar that informed the formation of Jubilee by bringing all those parties together. We want all tribes, not some tribes, or all tribes except this or that tribe. It is not even about displacement of certain tribes. Jubilee is about a bigger, bolder, and more daring dream of embracing all Kenyans. It is about adding into our vision and mission for all Kenyans. It is only in our unity as Kenyans that we will be able to make Kenya viable as a country for this and the next generation, to whom we must bequeath a stable and prosperous country. We have in recent political discourse witnessed heightened ethnic political mobilization and caucusing. This is a challenge in our political space that is not peculiar to Jubilee Party, but persists in all the other major political parties. It is not our intention to vilify such groupings, as it has been part of our political DNA for many decades. Instead, we at Jubilee will endeavor to implement programs of constructive engagement to persuade all who live in this geographical area called Kenya that our destiny is intertwined and our viability as a modern, stable, and peaceful country is only possible and sustainable within the context of inclusivity and shared prosperity, and by embracing each other as brothers and sisters, children of the one God who put all of us at this time in this place called Kenya. I would like to take this opportunity to assure our members that we are on the right track. Our programs are on course, including the launch of the Party Academy in a few months' time, opening of party branches across the country, all the 47 of them, which is beyond what is required by the Political Parties Act. Ensuring compliance with the requirements of the Political Parties Act, constructive engagements with our legislators, both at the county and national level, and, very important, putting all systems and conditions that are legally required as precedent to the conduct of credible party elections. As the party that has formed government, we are focused on delivering on the promises we made when we asked Kenyans to support us in the last elections. The Big Four form the centerpiece of our agenda for Kenya, and the intention is to deliver on these for the benefit of all Kenyans. And we mean all Kenyans, irrespective of who voted for Jubilee. This is the dictate of the Constitution, and the President and his deputy took an oath to the effect that they will serve all Kenyans without favor. The President pronounced himself on this 2 days ago, and anyone spin-doctoring it in any other way should read the Kenyan Constitution and the Jubilee Party Constitution. The President is and has no choice but to be the President of the whole country. The journey of bringing Kenyans together is a continuum and not incidents of 2013, 2017, or 9th of March 2018. The journey is challenging, but it's a journey we must take for the sake of peace and sustained development that is not stunted during every election and in between. Of course, the party is awake to the fact that making the transformation and the transition from ethnic-centered politics to a more enlightened political engagement is a big challenge, since it requires a major paradigm shift, it is challenging to make the transition, especially for politicians, but also especially for media practitioners to also make that paradigm shift. It is also a problem for professionals, lawyers, and all manner of professionals are not able to make that transition. But as we take those bold steps that we must take to heal our land and to secure a stable future for our children and their children, we are not surprised to witness a lot of hangover of the ethnic-based political talk. However, President Uhuru Kenyatta is very clear, consistent, and focused on the vision and mission of Jubilee Party as articulated by him on the very first page of our Constitution. We are ready to take the first bold step away from ethnically based politics. Because in that ethnicity-based politics is embedded the vices of corruption and impunity that undermine the progress of our country and the future of our children. It may take time and sacrifices for the paradigm to shift, but shift it must. We at the Secretariat fully support His Excellency the President and the Deputy President in the important vision and mission to bring Kenyans together.